In late 2015, Russia joined the Syrian conflict and began an airstrike campaign against ISIS as well as anti-Assad rebel forces. The civil war between anti-Assad forces and the long-standing Syrian regime is all the more complicated by an estimated 1,000 opposition groups, as well as ISIS and Al-Qaeda. So we wanted to know, who exactly is fighting in Syria? Well, in the very beginning of the Syrian civil war, protesters against the Assad regime banded together, establishing the Syrian National Council based out of neighboring Turkey. In 2012, they were joined by other rebel groups and became the Syrian National Coalition, intending to act as the exiled legitimate government of Syria. As of 2015, the SNC has been recognized as a representative of the Syrian people by a majority of Gulf states and a number of Western states, including the US. Around the time of the SNC's creation, former Syrian army members defected from Assad and formed the Free Syrian Army to fight on the ground. Like most of the other rebel groups, the FSA is predominantly made up of Sunni Muslims, while Assad's regime is of the Alawite Shia faith. Some reports say that the FSA has as many as 60,000 members. However, other sources state that the Free Syrian Army has become a label for any number of competing rebel groups, and that the original organization is gone. Also in 2011, Assad released a number of Salafist prisoners, which many say was an attempt to breed extremism among Syrian rebels. Some of these prisoners formed the Islamic Front, a ground fighting force which has reportedly grown to include as many as 70,000 members. However, another group of those released prisoners went on to become the top leadership within ISIS. They have been working to secure their own Islamic caliphate in Syria and Iraq. Of the estimated 1,000 loosely related rebel groups in Syria, only some are focused on fighting against Assad. Others are in the midst of fighting ISIS, as well as a branch of Al-Qaeda in Syria called Al-Nusra. Involved in the conflict are also the Kurds, who have long demanded their independence from Syria and other neighboring countries. While most of the forces in the war are poorly organized, a number of the larger ones are funded, trained, and armed by foreign countries. The Syrian government itself has the support of Iran and Russia. For a period of time, the United States approved the funding of the Free Syrian Army through a non-government organization. They have also begun funding Kurdish fighters. Meanwhile, the Gulf states have been contributing to the rebels as well, by way of Turkey and Saudi Arabia. All of this outside influence has many labeling the conflict a proxy war. Between Assad, the rebels, the Kurds, and ISIS, there are so many competing factions that it almost seems impossible to find a working compromise that might end the war. As the stakes get higher and more countries find themselves involved, it'll take an overwhelming effort to eventually re-establish peace in Syria. One rebel group in particular has received considerable support from the United States, which is seeking to topple the Assad regime. To learn more about them, check out this video from Seeker Daily.
They do have one common enemy, the Syrian government, and depending on the ideology of the group that is victorious in overtaking the Syrian government, the successor could be far more militant than the regime they seek to remove from power. This is why so many countries have a strong interest in which group comes out on top.
Thanks for watching TestTube News. Make sure to like and subscribe for new videos every day.